naked with this. I need to make sure I don't look naked in the thumbnail. Oh, okay. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is an exciting one because it is a sit down talking about college video, which I love doing so much. If you guys are new to my channel, hey, I'm Natalie. I am a 21, almost 22-year-old college student who has a lot to just say about the subject, I guess. And I post a lot of fashion, lifestyle, travel, these college-related videos a lot. So if you guys like this video, be sure to thumbs it up and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram if you want to catch up with my daily life, or you can also follow my vlog channel. But now that I have shamelessly plugged myself enough, I just want to tell you guys what this video is. This video is a what no one ever told you about college video. I had a lot of expectations going into college, and a lot of them were just broken because you end up learning a lot of things, I feel like, that no one tells you, or a lot of things on your own that you just end up figuring out. Also, this is a collab with Brittany Lewis here on YouTube, and she's a sweetheart. First of all, can we talk about her Instagram? It's amazing. That has nothing to do with this video, but her Instagram is amazing. She is such a sweetheart. She's gorgeous. She is also doing one of these what no one tells you about college videos, so be sure to check it out because I know that she will say so many more things than I do. You guys know the drill. I have my handy dandy notebook, and I'm gonna start sharing with you guys what no one tells you about college. The first thing is that you have so much free time. I don't think I realized how much free time you really have until you look back and you're like, holy crap, how was I in high school for 8 hours a day? Like, looking back at that now, I am like appalled that I could sit in a classroom for 8 hours a day and not like want to like pull all my hair out. It's a struggle for me to go to a class that's an hour and 15 minutes long. I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like, I can't, like, one class a day and I'm like skipping it half the time. Not really, but sometimes, you know, it happens. I don't understand how I was in high school for 8 hours a day, or middle school or elementary school. Like, most of our lives we were in a classroom for 8 hours a day, and then literally after the first semester of college, like, you can't even fathom going back to that. You just have so much more free time that you don't realize. And yeah, I only am in class. I mean, granted, I am a second semester senior, so I don't really have many credits left. I'm only in 9 credits, but I only have class Monday through Thursday, and I only have one class a day. So I am done at the latest at 11:45, which is so early to me, and like the rest of the day, I have to do whatever I want. So that's really, really nice. The second thing is that not all majors are the same. So I know people go into college very undecided and they don't know what they want to do, and I feel like a lot of people, they know that not all majors are the same, but a lot of people think like, oh, college is college. Like, whether I am a bio major, whether I'm an engineering major, whether I'm a business major, whether I'm a communications major, like, yeah, we'll be learning different things, but essentially we'll all be studying a lot and we'll all have a lot of work and blah, blah, blah. But the truth is, it's not. So I don't want to say that in your classes you're going to have a lot of tests, or in your classes you're going to do a lot of presentations, because I don't know your major. They're all so different in what you do and how much you have to spend outside of class on it. So for me, if you guys don't know, I am an industrial engineering major. So I would say, I'm not trying to be one of those annoying STEM people that is like, oh, you can't talk to me about studying because you're not in STEM or you're not in engineering. Like, what do you know about studying? Not all majors are the same. Like, engineering majors have to study and have so much more homework, and then, for example, business majors or communications majors or fashion majors or anything like that. And I'm not putting those other majors down. The fact that they don't have to study that much, or they don't have as much homework, does not discredit them by any means. They are still great options to go into, especially if that is the field for you. So I'm not saying anything bad about them at all. I'm just saying the truth of the fact is that many of them don't study as much because they don't have to. Anything in STEM, it's just a lot more outside work and a lot more like studying for very, very rigorous courses. You might get annoyed at your friends that aren't in the same major as you because they're like watching Netflix all day and you're slaving away at the library. Trust me, it happens. I used to get so annoyed when my roommates would say that they have to study for a test and that they're so stressed, and it's literally in 2 days and they haven't even opened their textbook yet and they're like watching Netflix. I was like, how can you do that? But again, I'm not saying that to discredit any other majors. I'm just saying that they are all different. Number 3 is that it is easy to change your lifestyle. And what I mean is that if you are in a rut somewhere and you want to change, so for example, you want to become more fit, or you want to get in shape and you want to start living a healthy lifestyle, it is not as hard as you may think. I just feel like it's all, like, you have so much more free time, like I said. So if you want, and you have such a set schedule with your classes, that on Thursday mornings, if you know that you don't have class until 10, you can wake up at 8 and go to the gym, or you can go out and buy your own groceries, because it's not like your parents are buying your food anymore, you know, so you can go and buy your own food and make healthier choices. It's just a lot easier in that sense. I feel like it's very on you. You're very independent. You don't really have ties to anyone else, so if you want to change, you can easily do it. Also, if you, for example, don't want to go party or don't want to party as much, or you want to start going out more and become more social, there's always people for that. Like, not everyone in college parties. Like, you can definitely find people that are willing to just go out for like one drink, or just go out to the movies, or go out whatever, you know, with you, because there's people like that. Or if you want people to go out with, there's definitely people going out that you can tag along with. It's very an inclusive space, I feel like, college. Like, I feel like it's not as cliquey as high school. Like, if you want to ask someone to hang out, it's not as intimidating. Number 4 is that college classes are a lot harder than high school. That is just what I think. Again, different majors, so that's from my own experience, but in all, in college, no matter your major, your teachers and your professors are going to expect more from you, so they're more than likely going to lecture to a big group of you, and they don't care as much about you individually unless you go to their office hours. So if you're struggling individually, you need to go to office hours, and then they will take the time and work with you. But in a classroom, it's not like high school where they're like, oh, okay, like, let me go around to every table or every student and make sure that they know what they're doing or whatever. It's not like that at all. They kind of present the information to you, and if you don't get it, then they expect you to ask them after class hours. So normally your class schedule hours is just for them to teach you, not really for you to ask too many questions. Some professors obviously allow you to ask questions, but from my experience, most of my classes were just me absorbing information and taking notes, and then afterwards, if I had questions, I would go to their office hours. It is a lot harder, but you will adjust very quickly. Number 5 is that living with roommates, you see the worst of them. So this is not to be like negative or anything like that, but roommates are hard because even if they are your best friends and you get along super well, it's obviously still possible to live with your best friends. Like, I feel like I am right now, and we get along great, but there are definitely moments where we have gotten annoyed with each other, where we've gotten in fights and little fights, not anything huge, but just little annoyances, like, hey, you didn't put the dishes away, hey, like, who left out their food, or why was, like, the lights on all night, you know, things like that, like random little things, like controlling the thermostat, or like, mainly cleanliness is my main thing. But you just see a lot of that with people because you're not used to living with them, and people grew up and are raised so differently, and you're all living separate lives, and like sometimes you might cook and not have time to put something away, and then someone is annoyed because when they have to use a pan, they like don't have one because you didn't clean it up, blah blah blah, whatever, random stuff like that. You guys can get in little arguments because you are with each other so often and you see every single side to them. So it's not just like your friend that you're like, let's hang out and go to dinner, and you just go to dinner and then go back your separate ways. Like, you're going back home with them and you see them all the time. It's bound to happen. It's kind of like siblings. You fight with your siblings even though you love them, just because you guys are around each other a lot. Number 6 is that random responsibilities mature you. And what I mean by this is that when you go to college, for me at least, I don't know about you guys, but before college, I didn't buy my own groceries. I didn't really like do my laundry all that often. I had like, my mom bought her groceries. My mom like would remind me to bring down my laundry to do it. Sometimes my mom would be like, Natalie, clean your room, it's disgusting, and she would yell at me if my room wasn't clean. Making dinner, like, I would kind of expect like, hey, like, what's for dinner tonight? Like, I wasn't the one cooking for the family, you know? And when you go to college, it's all on you. So at least now by my senior year, I've gotten it down and it's not like a big deal to me anymore. But like, if you don't have food, you're not eating. Like, you need to go to the grocery store and go and get your food. You can't just expect food to magically fill the fridge and the pantry up. It matures you in the sense of that, like, afterwards, like, by now I'm just like, yeah, I need to go grocery shopping, whatever. It's not like, oh no, like, do I need to go grocery shopping? Like, I've gotten it down already. But in the beginning, it is like just a transition into more adulthood, I guess. No one tells me to clean my room anymore. Like, my mom is not yelling at me to clean my room. Like, I get disgusted if I'm living in a messy room, so I will clean it, you know? But those things just mature you little by little. It's not some grand, like, epiphany, like, oh my gosh, I'm a new woman. Like, I'm so mature. I, like, made my bed without being told. Like, no. But I'm just saying, like, little things like making dinner for yourself, going to the grocery store, making sure your clothes are clean, everything like that, without any person telling you what to do, does mature you in the long run. Number 7 is that you value your family more. I mean, I call my mom walking back from class every single day, and I'm just like, hey, what are you doing? Okay, cool. Yeah. I had toast for breakfast. I talk to her about nothing at all on the phone, but I just miss my mom, so I call her, you know, and we just chat about life. And like in high school, I would never do that because I lived with her, obviously. You definitely value your family a little more. I was just on a family vacation with my family, obviously, and I really was dreading coming back to school. Like, I just loved being with them. I loved spending time with them, and it was just really, really nice. So you definitely value them a lot more as you get older. Number 8 is that it can get very, very stressful. Again, you're kind of isolated. You're very independent, even if you have friends. Nothing is the same as having like your mom to cry to, I guess. So I feel like it's just very overwhelming because you can't share everything with your friends. Like, it's very like a lot of it is on you. So if you don't like any of your classes, if you don't like your professors, if you failed your tests, like that's not really stuff that like friends always talk about, I guess. So there have been plenty of times when I have literally been like sobbing in my bed thinking like, what am I doing? Like, I don't like my major. I don't like these classes. I just failed. Like, I'm not smart enough. I'm not good enough to do this. You know, like I just want to drop out. Like, there were definitely many moments like that. It can get very, very stressful. College is so fun and it's such a great time, but the reality is it's a lot of pressure and it's a lot of stress, and especially you're kind of doing everything on your own. It's definitely a more isolated and lonely feeling. Like, a lot of people deal with a lot of like anxiety, depression, and everything that comes out in college, and it never surfaced in high school. But yeah, it's a real thing. It's really, really can be a lonely place. Number 9 is that nightlife is not for everyone. So I know when I first came to college, I thought college parties were going to be the biggest thing. Everyone goes out on the weekends, and that is true. Everyone does go out on the weekends. Well, I should say everyone, but there's always people going out on the weekends or any day of the week, really. I personally I'm not a nightlife person. My roommates literally every weekend, they're like, are you gonna come out with us? And I'm like, no. I just don't like going out, and that's totally fine. No one cares if I don't like going out. No one forces me, and I have my friends that I can chill with and not go out with, or my boyfriend or anything like that. Like, nightlife is not for everyone. I honestly cannot tell you the last time I went out to bars in Raleigh. I love my me time. I love laying in bed, and I love editing videos, and I love watching like Netflix and all that stuff. So if you feel like you're scared of college because you feel like everyone goes out and you don't want to, don't worry, you don't have to. But if you also want to, there's for sure a giant group of people that do. The last one is that the dating dynamic is different, and I don't really know how to describe it. I feel like without parental supervision, anything is different because, again, you don't have a curfew, you don't have someone telling you that you can or cannot hang out with this person or anything like that. So it's a lot of your own judgment, and you have to make sure your judgment is sound and is like good. In college, hookup culture is so prominent. So many people just hook up with a bunch of people, and like a lot of less people are in relationships too, and you have such a larger pool to choose from of guys and girls. Like in high school, I feel like it's who you grew up with, like that's who you date, so you end up dating like everyone like dates each other kind of thing. And in college, you just have such a giant group of people that it, in a sense, could be harder to meet people, but also it's easier because you can really weed out the ones that you like based on like interests and stuff like that. I just know the dating dynamic in college is so different. Anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Please be sure to comment if you came from Brittany's channel and go and watch her video after this. Again, give this video a thumbs up, and the comment of the day that I want you guys to answer is, what was one thing that you learned in college, or what is one thing that you are wondering about college if you have never experienced it? And I want it to be a little discussion forum. Go ahead, there's plenty of those in college too. Everyone needs to respond to one post. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.